What is up, Internet Infantry? Sammy Sinister back again for another episode of Sammy's Slaughterhouse. Again, I am your host, Sammy Sinister. Of course, KocoSports is throwing me up here. Bringing you a RAW review for today, which is August 29th, 2016. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Okay? Fight, Owens, fight! Y'all, guys, oh my God. Let's go ahead and just break this whole thing down. As you know, there's a fatal four-way match coming out tonight. I'm going to do everything backwards tonight. First off, before I get in there, let's do this. Win, loss, or tie. Minus the finale, which I would give this a win for alone. If it was just the finale, I would give this a win. But because the show itself was so good, I honestly think there was a lot of really good stuff tonight that I'm going to give it a win. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, as usual, let us know on Twitter, at KocoSports or at Sammy Sinister, or let us know in the comments below what you think about the show tonight, if you give it a win, loss, or tie, and why. Again, I'm out of breath. I freaking lost it. Guys, oh my God. I watched by myself tonight. All my roommates are gone. It's just me and my poor cat. And I watched this fucking show, and I lost my mind. Okay, I gotta get my mask straight. There's not. I almost don't want to talk about any other part of this show because of how good the final match was. I mean, oh my God, loved it. I absolutely loved it. It's gonna have to give me like 10 seconds just to come off the high that I'm on. It's just, oh my God. I fucking loved it. I loved it. So let me take just a minute to kind of chill myself out and figure out. And one of the big things again tonight was that there was the big fatal four-way match that was going on in the main event of the show. And they hyped it up really, really well all night long. They did a promo spot for pretty much everybody. They did a little vignette for all four guys that are in the main event. And they made it seem like it was real. And by that, I mean, like, they felt like these guys truly were going to go in there and give it their all to win this match. And goddamn if they didn't. I was impressed by everybody in this match, and including Colin Cassidy, who in the past, and even here, he had a really limited moveset, but you could tell he was trying his damnedest and had some really good stuff going on. But the first match of the night was Chris Jericho versus Neville, which, again, not a whole lot to talk about here. It's just kind of a match, and Neville does some cool off-the-rope crazy shit you never expected him to do. And Jericho eventually wins by getting him in, like, the old Lion Tamer, the old walls of Jericho, back when it looked way more real and more hardcore. And, of course, Neville tops out. We go to a backstage segment. And I don't know why I never thought about this, but putting Bayley with the New Day might be my new most favorite thing on the planet, because I didn't groan when I saw it. I didn't like freak out like, oh my God, these guys are perfect together. I was like, nope, that's a good place for her to be right now. And damned if I wasn't wrong. Their chemistry was great. Man, it was really, really good. I really liked this segment. And of course, during the segment, Dana Brooke comes along. And I think I said this before, but it's worth really mentioning again. I think Dana Brooke has improved pretty drastically, not only in her wrestling ability, but in the demeanor, the way she carries herself. She's also lost a lot of that like big, nasty, muscly stuff, and she's just gotten a lot thicker. She's still and thicker, healthy, and she's looking really, really good. Just mentally, physically, and I think she's gotten way more attractive. And she's getting up there. She's still got a lot of work to do, but she comes and interrupts Bayley, and she says how she's going to go talk to Gallows and Anderson, and there's going to be an intergender match tonight, which comes up a little later on. So right up after that, we have Nia Jax versus, where I'm getting my stuff from might be out of order, because I don't remember this happening in this order. So y'all just bear with me. If I get stuff out of order tonight, just bear with me. So next up was Nia Jax versus somebody. It's a squash match. End of story. Like, I love jobber matches. I think jobber matches have an absolutely wonderful place in WWE, because especially when your roster is as thin as they are now as compared to pre brand split that squash matches and jobber matches are really good things. Of course, Nia Jax gets the win there. Next up was Sami Zayn versus Jinder Mahal. I mean, it's what you expected. Sami Zayn stole the show, made Jinder look really good, and Sami Zayn got the win and left. Why they're treating Sami Zayn like this is absolutely beyond me. They're treating him like a not as well-respected Dolph Ziggler, and there's some major issues to that with me. He's so much better than that. Not to say that Dolph Ziggler isn't. I think Dolph Ziggler is hellaciously talented, but there's just so much more to do with Sami Zayn here. And I'm hoping and again, we'll get to the main event, with the turnout of the main event, that this can bring Sami Zayn back into the fold in a big way. But you never know. We're just going to have to be patient and kind of sit on our laurels. And again, I'm going to go through these really, really quick, guys, and I'll get to comments at the end. Not only am I going to give you my hellacious breakdown of the main event, I'm going to give you some ideas that I've had about some stuff that's been floating around lately. So we go back to the ring, and of course, Charlotte's the announce desk for reasons, and they talk about Sasha Banks for a little bit and how she's going to take a little bit of time off to heal her back. I know the rumor, and even me and Boom Boom's talked about this, the rumor was that she had been hit with a wellness policy, and that's because she'd been pulled from everything. But that is not the case. She is injured, so she's going to take some time off to recuperate, which is good because apparently she was really beat up in that Charlotte match, and that's because she lost the belt. Anyway, we now have the New Day and Bayley versus Gallows, Anderson, and Dana Brooke. Now, before Gallows and Anderson came out there, they yet again gave the most underappreciated promo, and especially most underappreciated comedy promo forever. The stuff they did with the Doctors was hilarious. The stuff they did tonight was really funny, and I honestly think putting Dana Brooke with them isn't the worst idea. I kind of like her in there. She's a real soft side to two guys that are very, very just physically hard looking. She can pick up a very good China role with them, but Baby Dolls, especially because and I think they can teach her a lot. They can show her a lot about the business, and I actually kind of like her place. Bayley, matches what you expect. Bayley gets all the big high spots, and she gets the best cheers, and she had one of the best pops in the night. By far, I think she had one of the best pops of the night. And in the end, Bayley does get the pin over Dana Brooke, and so New Day and Bayley wins. They dance. They have a really, really good time. Next up is we had a small, brief intermission where they talked to Sheamus, and then they talked to Cesaro, and then they talked to Sheamus, and then we had match 2 of the best of 7 series between Sheamus and Cesaro. And again, this was a really good match. I'm thinking they're going to try and build up Cesaro as the underdog in this and have him go down by 3 and then win the next 4 is what I'm suspecting. Which for other superstars would work. For Cesaro, it doesn't work because we don't see Cesaro as an underdog. Cesaro is, he's a powerhouse, and he, even his promo he gave, and I like Cesaro. I think he's a great guy, but he just gave it a real, boy, gee, Holly, I'm going to put the hurting on Sheamus tonight. And he doesn't need to do that. He needs to hurt people and needs to be I'm going to go and I'm going to destroy Sheamus tonight. And the character I've always had in mind for some reason if I became a professional wrestler is the one I would give for Cesaro. And I was like, this is the best of 7 series. I don't care if I lose all 7 matches. If every time Sheamus gets in the ring with me, I make him regret doing it, then I have won this series. Because he can beat me, he can pin me, he can break my arms, he can put me in submissions, he can throw me out of the ring, but I'm going to cause him unimaginable pain and suffering. So yeah, let him take the series, let him win, but he's going to regret it. And that's where I would go with the series, and that's clearly not what WWE is doing. But we'll get there. I've had a lot of faith in everything else that happened tonight, so we're going to kind of go off of that. Winner of that match, of course, is Sheamus. So it's 2-0 with Sheamus in the lead over Cesaro in the best of 7. We go to the next one, which is Braun Strowman versus Americo. Yet again, another jobber match. Beats him up. What was really cool is that he, if you listen to Braun Strowman in a couple of interviews he did, he didn't know with this new character whether he's going to go babyface or whether he's going to go heel. He's going to kind of let the crowd decide, and he did. And I give him props for standing up to that. They clearly made him a heel, so he went full heel in this match. Beat the holy shit out of the guy, just disrespected him, and then ripped his mask off, which if you're a luchador is like the biggest dishonor that you can come across is the worst thing that can happen to you. So I'm assuming the guy isn't a luchador normally on the indies because that is such a big deal. But he rips it off, throws it back at him. Braun Strowman gets brewed. I think they need to let the guy talk more because he can actually talk really, really well, and I think he can build up his character more. They make it to the most useless segment of the night. I absolutely do not understand why this segment took place and why it lasted as long as it did. Which was Stephanie McMahon getting in the ring and talking to Paul Heyman. I was way more excited about this than I probably should have been. But I don't. Why? Why did this exist? Nothing came about this. They talked about Brock Lesnar disrespecting everybody, blah, 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 blah. Literally, there's no reason for this segment to exist. She wanted an apology. Paul Heyman apologized and then walked out, and he had like this shit-eating smirk on his face. Like, it made no sense. No one really got what they wanted out of this, and there was no repercussions for it happening. And it just made no sense to me, and I didn't like the segment at all. It made absolutely no sense to me. And then we had Titus O'Neil versus Darren Young with Bob Backlund. Now, mind you, I'm watching I didn't get home from work till 9:30, so I had to TiVo everything and then catch up. I DVR'd it. And I'll be honest, I completely skipped the Titus O'Neil versus Darren Young match because I just don't care. Which sucks because I actually really like Titus O'Neil. I can't tell you my nickname that we have in my house for him. But I think he's really, really good, actually. And I think he's got a good physique and a good power, but I just didn't care. So if y'all watch this match, y'all tell me what y'all thought because I was so unimpressed even by fast-forwarding it that I just didn't care. Then we get to the greatest Fatal 4-Way main event in WWE history. There's no sense in telling all of you guys how fantastic of a job all four guys did. All four. I'm not picking on anybody. All four of them. Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, and Big Cass all looked stellar in this match. They all fed off each other really good, really just fantastically, in fact. And they all made everyone else look strong even when they got eliminated. Like big, and it was clear. It was clear coming down the ramp. Big Cass is nervous, and he's rightfully so. He was super nervous, but I think he didn't bend under the pressure, and I think he's still nervous in the ring. But he loosened up some, and those guys took care of him, and everybody looked strong. They all fed into their finishers. They all fed into moves, and only for like the first maybe minute did things look a little hectic, and after that, it just flowed. Like this beautiful poem, and it just went on, and oh my god! And I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm so nervous. I'm watching this by myself, and I'm nervous. Big Cass gets eliminated. I'm like, okay, that sucks, but I didn't expect him to win anyway. And going into this, one of the best things I did is I genuinely didn't know who was going to win. And mind you, it was a little anybody could have won, but it's going to be pretty unlikely that Big Cass is going to win. But any of those other three guys could have won this match. And so I am scared. It keeps going. And Roman Reigns hits a couple of Superman punches on Kevin Owens. And he goes to attack him. I'm like, oh, this is it. And if Kevin Owens would have got eliminated, I'd have turned it off right there. And just because I wouldn't have cared who won after that. But he kicks out. Okay, whatever. He kicks out. Fucking Triple H comes out of nowhere and pedigrees Roman Reigns. Holy shit, we haven't seen him since WrestleMania. Fuck yeah. Of course, he picks up his boy, Seth Rollins, and he throws him back to the ring, and Kevin Owens is selling like $1 million fucking because he's the best wrestler in the entire goddamn world. And he goes and he's going to pick up Seth Rollins, or excuse me, he's going to pick up Kevin Owens, like he's going to give him the pedigree and have Seth win. But he fucking turns on Seth Rollins, and he pedigrees Seth Rollins. And fucking Kevin Owens is the new WWE Monday Night Raw champion, because I'm not calling it the Universal Champion. Fight Owens, fight! Fight Owens, fight! Oh, I was so fucking pumped about this. The stories they can tell are endless here. I think the big first story they're going to tell is that Jericho's going to be jealous of him winning the title, and he'll go after it. Or maybe that's a good place for Jericho to be, just be like the hype man for Kevin Owens, even though Kevin Owens doesn't need a hype man. And there's just something about Kevin Owens compared to a lot of other wrestlers. He just looks better when he has a belt on his shoulder. And God, guys, y'all have no idea how hard I popped for this. I ran up and down my steps. I've been losing a lot of weight, so I've been running up and down my steps a lot. Probably can't tell because I'm still fat as fuck. But I lost my mind. My poor cat is cowering. I scared a raccoon that was outside. Know how I know? Because I fucking saw it run away when I went back downstairs. And Kevin Owens won. The storytelling in that match alone was amazing. So anyone that says, oh, fucking Vince is out of touch and stuff, like, yeah, sometimes he's out of touch. Sometimes he makes some bad decisions. Sometimes he does some stupid shit. But never for a fucking second think that he isn't a genius. And this really helps that y'all know I'm the biggest Kevin Owens fan in the entire world. He's my absolute favorite. So it's just, oh, gosh. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple of comments, and then I'm going to break up, and I'm going to tell you what I want to see out of the next Brock Lesnar match. So let's jump over to some comment times, and let's see. Of course, Andy Paps is here. What up, brother? Cito Muedo, keeping it down. Huge win. Fight Owens, fight. I don't have my Fight Owens fight t-shirt, unfortunately. It's at my mom's house because I left it over there last time I had to spend the night with Jack. So I don't have it, but trust me, it's like engraved on my fucking heart. Fight Owens, fight. I'm going to say that a billion more times. I'm going to say it in my sleep. I want to fall asleep with my fist up, just going, fight Owens, fight. Fight Owens, fight. Because y'all know he's my favorite fucking wrestler in the world, and I think he's the greatest wrestler in the world. So yeah, I'm right there with you, boy. I'm right there with you, Andy. This was a tremendous win, and y'all have no idea how enthused I am. I'm going to butcher your name again, brother, so just bear with me, infantry. I'm going to start calling y'all the boils and ghouls because this is the Slaughterhouse. Y'all know I'm Sammy Sinister. I'm kind of a horror theme. So Frenelli, I'm not even going to bother with your last name, brother. Just tell me how to pronounce it, I promise I'll try. He gives it a big old win, too. He also goes on to say, and it made sense, that it's a huge compliment for the E. Not sure what you mean by that, but I'll take it. Oh, God, we have somebody here, Anti-M Bishop, if I said that right, let me know. He said he just made it home from Raw, and oh, my God, that place was lit as fuck. When KO won, we all lost our shit. I'm going to live vicariously through you right now because I'm on such a high right now. I've got to be work in like a couple hours. I got to get up really, really early. I'm on such a high right now just watching it at home. But if I would have went there, I wouldn't have been to sleep tonight. I would be up all night talking about this night. And again, there was a bunch of great stuff that happened tonight, but that Fatal 4 is fantastic. And so I'm going to live vicariously through you for a little bit, and I'm going to go take melatonin so I can go to sleep tonight. Oh, man. If y'all were to type nothing but Fight Owens fight about 100 times in a row, I'm going to take a screen cap of it, and it's going to be the best thing that y'all have ever done for me. Fernelli also says Triple H finally took his revenge over Raid and betrayed Rollins for his shortcomings. Yeah, it's great storytelling. It's showing this is still my house, and I'm picking my next champion, and this is the guy that's going to be my man. This is the guy I'm going to put on top, and it's Kevin Owens. But I kind of hope that we don't get Seth Rollins Part 2. And like Seth Rollins was great in being Weasley and using using J&J Security and all those guys in the Authority to protect him. I hope if the Authority comes out to like shake his hand, he's like, I don't need you. I'm Kevin Owens. I would have won that belt without you. I'm the prize fighter. That's what I kind of hope where they go for it. But we'll see. We'll see. Either way, I'm going to be happy because my guy has the fucking belt on him. First thing I posted on Facebook after I got off WWE before I got on here was I just posted Fight Owens fight legit like 12 times in a row. So Andy Paps also says great storytelling. Well done, WWE. Well done. I agreed. Fernelli says the crowd was into it, although I was concerned for the possibility of Cass winning to his popularity with the crowd. Absolutely. I said that really, really fast. Let me slow down. He was really scared that Big Cass might still win because if y'all didn't listen, or maybe if you missed it, it's cool. I'm not getting on to y'all. Big Cass had the best pop of the night. He had the biggest pop. It was a crazy loud. So it was cool. That Crow was pro heel tonight. Anti-Bishop says that is 100% true, which is weird for Texas. Texas is usually a babyface crowd. It's Philadelphia, Chicago, Brooklyn that are your heel crowd. So it was really weird. And I don't even know if it's so much as her heel crowd. It's just they all understand that Kevin Owens and all those guys were that fucking good. So Andy also says the Dudley Boys have a ton of indie dates. Would you like to see them back on TON or ROH? Neither. Neither. I think they just kind of want to do stuff here and there and move along. They don't look the right style for ROH, and I just don't want to see anybody go back to TNA. But they could, of the two, I see them going back to TNA first. But that's just me. Maybe. Andy Paps also says, how can SmackDown top this? We're out at the fucking sea. We're just going to have to see. Bullet Club for life, baby. Woo! Yeah. Dana Brooke fit with Anderson and Gallows. I agree. Fernelli agrees with me. Cool. I kind of like them as a trio. You know, it seems weird on paper, and I'm sure we're going to be the minority here when it comes to the internet crowd and just wrestling fans in general. But I kind of like the three of them together. Well, I'm not saying it's the next DX by any means. I don't think that's going to be the case at all. I think they're going to be the first Bullet Club, and I dig it. I really, really dig it. I wonder if they're ever going to bring over Gallows' wife, which because that bitch is hot. But I wonder, that'd be a good four-way. They could have them be tag teams and then have Gallows and Anderson be a tag team. I think it'd be really cool. But I'd like to see more people in the Bullet Club. I just don't want to see an NWO 1 billion people in the Bullet Club. 4 or 5 is cool with me. Oh no, Will Beeman says Cesaro was reportedly injured during this match tonight. I hope you're wrong. I know he took that really nasty bump before he got the the cloverleaf put on him. It looked nasty, so I hope so. That backdrop was hideous. Yeah. Fernelli also says the McMahon segment was WWE's tea at stalling for time. I guess. I mean, you almost had to have it, which is fine if you want to have it. I don't have a problem with where it was. I have a problem with why there was no resolution from coming that. They didn't say like Brock Lesnar suspended. They didn't say you have a rematch or you don't have blah, which I will get to after I do a couple more comments, and I'll explain to you what I would like to see and how I would book this if I was a booker. Well, Beeman also says that photo 4-way was awesome. Yeah, it totally fucking was. Fernelli also said he would like to have seen Cesaro in the main event better than Big Cass. And I don't know if I disagree with that technically, but I think Big Cass did do some fantastic stuff tonight. It was a really good place for him. And it shows that the company definitely has him as being a single star in the future. Let's see what else we got. Sorry, guys, I got thrown off tile. Okay. Pap said, Sammy, I woke up my mom after Owens won. You are my new best friend, Andy Paps. That's awesome, dude. If my roommates were here, I would have woken them up and I wouldn't have given a fuck. They would have gotten over it. Fight, Owens, fight. Fight, Owens, fight. Yeah! I'm so fucking pumped. I'm going to go fucking bench press sedans now. Fernelli also says now they can reignite the feud between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which is what I said earlier. This is potentially great. By the way, I don't know if y'all noticed, I actually really, really punched myself in the chest, and in hindsight, that hurt really, really bad. I chopped myself. It was really fucking awesome. Only if JR was there. I mean, I love JR as much as the next guy, but it's gotten to the point I would rather see Mauro Ranallo do all wrestling forever. Mauro Ranallo is my favorite broadcaster. My favorite broadcasting team is still Max Striker and Vampiro. But JR had his place and his time, and I loved him for it. But I think Mauro Ranallo would have been great here. Owens versus Zayn for Monday Night Raw Championship at WrestleMania would be amazing. Do you have any idea how much of a wrestling boner I would get for that? And the story you could tell with Sammy's. Have Owens have the belt from now till WrestleMania. Have Zayn have to go through hell in the ditches and fucking through the barbed wire of Verdun to get to that belt and have him win at WrestleMania to be the most ultimate underdog that WWE has ever seen. I might legit cry because that would be one of the most powerful stories I've ever seen because I've had so much invested in these guys for so long. NTM Bishop also says, for real, Sammy, the crowd is 50% Rollins, 50% KO. And I completely understand that. Wrestling Atlas says, open up your Twitter so we can do retro reviews next Thursday. I have no idea what you mean by open up my Twitter because I am not good at Twitter. So send me a couple of PMs or send me some shit on Facebook and we'll see if we can't figure that out so I can try and do that with y'all this next Thursday because I missed the last one. I was supposed to jump in on them Wednesday to do a retro review, but I missed it. Let's see, Wrestling Atlas says, God damn, guys, y'all are on fire tonight. I'm going to do a couple more and then I'm going to jump to what I want to do. chill out. I gotta watch SmackDown tomorrow. The era of Owens has begun. Yes, it has. Larry Hammer says a little late, but Raw was good in the start, crap in the center, and awesome in the end. Slight win. Okay. I meant wrong. Kevin Eric Snell says, ever since Money in the Bank, most new champions are booked into weak wins like KO's tonight. Bugs me. But it wasn't a weak win to me, at least. It was a really strong win because because of the authority, even though he's been gone for so long, we all see Triple H as like the proprietor and owner and runner, minus Vince, of Monday Night Raw. That's his baby. He picks it. And he was willing to say, I will hurt my own talent to make this guy the best wrestler in the world. And that's what I did. So, I mean, but I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. I just don't know if I necessarily agree. WrestleRant says, well, I wasn't surprised with Owen winning. I call it after reading what they planned for Balor. I didn't. I mean, and I kind of read what they had planned for Balor, but even then, supposedly they were going to Hell in a Cell and Kevin Owens was supposed to challenge him there, but I think Balor would have won at Hell in a Cell. I could totally see Hell in a Cell being something. I can see Hell in a Cell being to Balor what Hell in a Cell was to Undertaker. I could totally see that. But no, I genuinely could have saw anybody walking out of here with the belt tonight. I was really scared that Reigns was going to win it. And, I don't hate on Reigns like a lot of people, and I was still scared. The new Kevin Owens fan club. Yep. Okay. So that's all I'm going to do for comments for now. Y'all absolutely keep posting comments, get throwing them up here. I'll keep reading them off here in a little bit, but here's what I want to see. I wanted to do a micro show on this last week, but I never got around to it because work's still kicking my ass. But if Sammy Sinister is the booker, this is what I do. This is what I know what I started tonight. Brock Lesnar's the biggest, baddest monster on the planet. He's the only fighter in WWE. And everyone wants to see them build up to, or supposedly everyone wants to see them build up to a Brock Lesnar Shane McMahon match, which I'm going to be completely upfront with y'all right now. That is a bad idea. We all had a hard time believing that Shane McMahon can beat The Undertaker, even though I enjoyed that match. And I can't stand Brock Lesnar. Y'all know that. But there's absolute no belief. There's no amount of promos and shit you can do to make me believe that Shane McMahon can beat Brock Lesnar. There's no story to tell there. There's nothing to gain from it. There's nothing you could put on the line. Here's what I do. You start it tonight, and you go have Stephanie do the exact same thing. Everything, don't change a word, and go, I accept your apology. Start to walk out. Stop. Turn around and go. But always watch your back, Paul. There's something along the lines of, there are more monsters in the world. Kind of leave it like, okay, well, whatever that means. You go to the next week and build this up over a couple weeks. And I don't know what pay-per-view you conclude this at, so y'all help me with that. But you go to SmackDown. You talk to Shane. He's like, I'm beat up. I'm still going to beat up. I have it out for Brock Lesnar. I'm going to come get him. And that's it. Just something as simple as that. Keep it going back and forth and just do these tiny little things and eventually have Brock Lesnar show back up on Raw after suspension, after whatever, and have Paul I'm the best fucking fighter in the world. Nobody can beat him. He's the only beast. Have Shane McMahon come out, not Stephanie. Have Shane McMahon come out and go, you know what, Brock? You are correct. You are a beast. You are a monster. You destroyed Randy Orton. You hurt me. You have destroyed Seth Rollins, Goldberg, John Cena, The Rock, and just name off everyone he's obliterated. But you're not the only monster in the world. You never even know. I might have my own monster. And Brock, whatever. Have him attack him again for all that. And just have Shane laugh it off like he's going to kill you. So now you're building up this tension of Shane McMahon has somebody in mind that he truly thinks can beat Brock Lesnar. And then have Heyman get stuff like no one can beat Brock Lesnar. No one you can pull up. Not a human being alive can beat Brock Lesnar. Have Shane and Stephanie come out again and go, we beg to differ. Let's make the stipulation here. And I don't know what my stipulation would be. We're going to have a match. Your advocate versus our champion, our chosen one. And if you win, you get to instantly be in the main event at WrestleMania without winning the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship. If our guy wins, you can't even be in the Royal Rumble to be in the main event, and you will have no chance at being in the main event at WrestleMania no matter what you do. And they're like, fine, who is this guy? It's like, he's a beast. He's a monster. He's destroyed his opponents for decades. He hurts them. He inflicts pain and enjoys it. He has defeated the likes of Finn Balor, Mojo Rawley, Shinsuke Nakamura, and just name off a bunch of people, and then everyone's going, oh my God, is it who I think it is? Have him point, and Samoa fucking Joe appears as the SmackDown champion to go up against Brock Lesnar at whatever pay-per-view it is, and he's the one, because you're already building up this story that Brock Lesnar is unbeatable. And in between here, you can have him have a couple more matches, maybe another match with Randy Orton or another person here, and have him destroy him, absolutely obliterate him. Because when you do that and you were to have Samoa Joe win, it's going to make Samoa Joe look like the biggest cockswole, most badass motherfucker that has ever stepped into a WWE ring. And I also think Samoa Joe has enough MMA training and is such a good wrestler and is just big and strong and fast enough. He's about the only person that if Brock Lesnar does a stupid shit where he's just tired of wrestling and tired of putting on a show and just wants to end it, Samoa Joe, I think, is one of the few people in the wrestling business and go, no, sir, we're in it for the long run. And you're going to show me the respect and you're going to fucking take it. And I genuinely think Samoa Joe could do that in a ring. And then you could have Samoa Joe, he would lose in the Royal Rumble, but have Samoa Joe just come in there looking like he's the new Brock Lesnar. He's the new beast. He's the guy that can obliterate everybody. And that's going to make Samoa Joe coming up look so strong. And he could be to SmackDown what Brock is to Raw, which is just this unstoppable beast and an attraction to see when he is a main event. So let me know what y'all think about that or anything y'all might change. I think there's a lot that you could absolutely do with that. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more comments, guys. And then I've got to call it a night because, again, like a bunch of you, I've got work in the morning. Heavy J says, what are your predictions for Lucha Underground Season 3? Vampiro already came out and said it's the most awesome thing that he's ever been involved with, whether it be TV or wrestling. So my body is beyond ready. Oh my God, I'm going to be so excited. And just a fucking poster, that black and white poster of that has me so fucking pumped. Because y'all know right below Kevin Owens is Pentagon Jr. for me. Fight, Owens, fight! Wrestling Reddit said, I thought he said build to Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. I did. Finally have the all Joe Lesnar has mainstream breakthrough potential, but is the wider audience even hearing about Joe? Maybe they're not. That's become you build it up as the mystery. Have him win a couple more matches in NXT before he leaves. And then show everyone he's defeated. And they'd be like, so you're not, your mainstream audience and all your guys that don't watch wrestling all the time and go, this person has beaten that? This person's done that? This guy's done that? Well, maybe he can go up against Brock Lesnar. And, you're going to get your MMA crowd just because it's Brock Lesnar. And then you could show that Samoa Joe is an absolute beast. Larry Hammer says, nice to meet a guy I have been watching since his indie days in Canada with the big one. KO Mania, fight, Owens, fight. What's the deal with the rematch with Lesnar Orton? Nothing has been said yet as far as I know. Wrestling Ranta says, the wider audience just needs to be educated, plus it depends on the town. Some clearly know guys outside of WWE and would know Joe. Wrestling Ranted, pretty much saying what I would say. Like you have a bunch of people that's going to know who he is anyway, and you educate your audience by building up the mystery around whoever this guy's going to be. And just hearing that music thump and seeing fucking Samoa Joe start walking to the fucking ring and just go right up to the nose of Brock Lesnar. Show that he's not fucking scared. Have him, and you know what I would do is I would have him get in a match that he has to win before he goes to Brock Lesnar. And there's something, and I think I might have talked about this with Wrestling Ranton, or at least said it, and he might have agreed with me, was have him get into a big match and have him go so berserk and so bloodlusted that he gets the Coquina clutch on somebody and, you know, doesn't break a 5 count. Just have him not let go and have the guy turn purple and show this guy's really not going to stop at anything to hurt Brock Lesnar. And I think just it's a great match that you could build up. Kevin says, what about the casual fans you've lost over the last 4 years? Educate them. Andy Pap says, Brock Lesnar for Samoa Joe would be great. The rest of the says, more like 10 years, they'll come back if WWE brings something that gets people talking about. And I think that's something that could definitely get people talking about. Then deliver on some surprising shit that hooks the fans who left and new ones who take an entrance, which I think is why Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar is such a good story you can tell, because you have your long history that your audience has with Brock Lesnar and how he is in and out the ring, and they already don't like him, so people want to see him get beat, and they know he's a spectacle. They could see it, and then build up that fucking Shane McMahon has his own monster on a leash that he's going to sick out on Brock Lesnar. It's awesome. Larry Hammer says, we got Shining Star vids for 2 months, and their 5th different gimmick. In NXT, people normally get a squat and Michael Cole commentary. I don't really know what you're going for there, but I'll agree. Kevin Eric says, on a side note, Joe versus Reigns also has potential. Not as big. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would fucking watch Samoa Joe wrestle Warhammer miniatures. I would watch Samoa Joe wrestle a fucking chair with 3 legs. I would watch Samoa Joe wrestle my 82-year-old grandma and have Taz escort him to the ringside. I don't know if I'm about that, but yeah. Pep says, great idea, Sammy. Thank you very, very much. Nakamura needs to get revenge on Lesnar. That's a really good point. Lesnar has beat Nakamura a couple times, if I'm not mistaken. You can tell a really good story with that, too. Okay, I did get your name right, Andy Bishop. Okay, cool. All right, guys, that is it for this episode of Sammy's Slaughterhouse. Again, check us out on Twitter at KocoSports. Check me out at Sammy Sinister, but don't do that until after Wrestling Random sends me some messages so I can figure out what the fuck he's talking about with my Twitter being closed and needing to reopen it. Because I don't ever do Twitter, guys. I've maybe made 5 tweets in my entire life. I'm a Facebook kind of guy. So once he figures that out, y'all be able to hook me up on Twitter. Also, check us out at prowrestling.me. I've got some more indie stuff coming up around Birmingham that I'm going to do, and I'll do a couple shows for you. I probably won't go live for those. I'll just tape them like I did before. As always, again, let us know what you thought about the show in the comments. Any questions you have for us in future shows, hit us up on the comments. This is Sammy Sinister, Boils and Ghouls. Calling it a night. Stay scared. Stay wrestling fans. Have fun.